I mean, wicked can just be more than just a word, a descriptor word. Like it can be an
An
actual
adjective.
noun.
You,
Barding. Ah.
these
I don't know
things.
any of these things besides
How
Bree's
do you
hockey
how do you
journey.
We got our first hater the other day.
shout out to my dad?
That made me mad. Now I'm triggered.
Oh, and god damn it! What a pro wants. What a pro wants. Well, folks, welcome to episode 80 of the Bread Loves Hockey podcast. It's just the two of us today. We've had a lot of fun, diverse guests lately, so we're taking a bit of a break. But we don't have a whole lot actually this week to cover because it's only been like 5 days since we last recorded, and the NHL has been paused for the last. This is the third day now, as part of the Nations Faceoff tournament break. So that's underway in about 15 minutes from when we're recording. So we're going to try to get our predictions in for the tournament before the tournament goes live. Obviously, by the time the episode drops, the games will have already been played, some of them. But we don't know anything yet. So I'm looking forward to it. Dean, how are you feeling as far as excitement level for the event?
It's starting to ramp up. I mean, I was when it got announced however long ago. I was like, yeah, it'll be cool, I guess. Like probably better than the All-Star game and the whatever dumb games they decide to introduce for like the skills
The skills
competition.
competition, yeah.
But as we get closer, I am definitely getting more excited. Like, I think also just not having any hockey to watch for the last few days. Now it's like, ooh, hockey, and it's best on best. So, and we were just talking before we started recording, like the big game, like can't miss, obviously Saturday night, USA versus Canada. So that'll be definitely being watched. The other ones, I'm like, I'll put them on probably, but like not be super invested.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously the big story around it since the beginning, and it's part of the name, is that it's only 4 nations, and so you're getting a lot of really strong, talented countries, talented players not represented. So, um, you know, dampers things a bit, but it's still fun. Like you're excited for the guys that get to go. It does sound, at least from the interviews, we haven't seen any gameplay yet, but it does sound from talking with players that they're pretty excited about it. Happy to support their country. Wear the jerseys that they have never worn before. A lot of these guys, this is their first time in international play, so I think the intensity will be good. I hope that we have some close games, maybe get some of the overtime that we're looking for, and yeah, it'll be good to get some hockey. I feel like I'm already in withdrawal for a couple of days.
Yeah, and that was one of my questions too. Is like, what will the intensity level be? Because not Olympic level, but what it sounds from like the people who have seen practices and stuff and like interviewed the players, it's like they're excited. They're gonna be giving it their all. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Especially, I mean, early on maybe it won't be crazy, but like U.S. Canada, I forget who it was interviewed and said this is the most nervous they've ever been, like
Oh,
to play
geez.
hockey, which is crazy. Um,
I guess that's a
and then the
good
other
sign.
thing about you saying that like there's players that haven't played in these like best on best before. There's some that have in like the 2016 World Cup, but they were on Team North America. Like I forget if Matthews and McDavid, I forget what age, but like there was superstars like that haven't actually played for Canada or USA. So
Yeah.
they like North America was probably fun, but like not who they want to play for. It's like you're not playing for your country,
Don't
so they
don't
get to
lump
do
me in
that for
with
the
these
first time.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I am not with the Americans. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think Matthews and McDavid would both have been there because Matthews was drafted in 2016, so maybe not, but
I'll look up the roster.
I'm pretty positive McDavid was there. I feel like Matthews was there too, even though he was drafted that year. But yeah, that'll be a great opportunity for these guys. See them going head to head Saturday night, of course.
Matthews was there.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
And McDavid. Yep. Yeah, pretty stacked team. Hellebuck probably was the goal. Well, or Gibson and Matt Murray. I don't know who actually started that. Like in 2016, maybe Matt Murray.
I mean, yeah, they won the cup that year, so he was playing pretty
Yeah.
well.
Eichel, Larkin, Goudreau, McKinnon, JT Miller, Brandon Saad, Brian Nugent-Hopkins, Shifley, Trocheck. Pretty good.
Still a lot of really impactful players today, which is
And
good
a lot
news.
that are playing in this tournament. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Shifley. Well, let's see. I mean, I know that that Crosby is playing, so
Yep.
that's big. We did get the final rosters on Monday. We didn't quite make it for our last episode, but we do have the final rosters. If you want to,
from what it sounds like, I mean, there were questions about Crosby's health, but like, it's ultimately up to him. And the Penguins aren't going to make the playoffs, so it's not like some teams are holding out their players because, like Quinn Hughes, it sounded like he's dealing with an injury, and he was like, "Oh, it was really tough to decide," but sounds like it was more of the team telling him, like, "Yeah, we don't want you playing in this." So he's like, "Okay." If you're like chasing a playoff spot, you're probably gonna either you or your management is gonna tell you, "Don't go to this. Like our team's more important. We're the ones that write your checks." So
yeah,
like Crosby's at the age and has won the team enough cups where he's like, "I'm doing this. I want to do it." It's probably the last time he gets a best on best before he
probably.
retires. So.
Yeah, yeah, it's like you're really gonna tell Crosby that he can't play.
Yeah.
That's not gonna go over well. That's not even a thought in the minds of the organization. So
Right.
yeah, I'm glad to see that he'll be there. It looks like they currently have him slotted on the second line, left wing, on a line with McKinnon and Stone. Which, man, Stone must be like geeking out getting to play. I mean, Stone's a great player too, but he's not nearly as skilled as Crosby and McKinnon when it comes to their speed and their skating and their hands. I mean, that's like a great line. So it'll be really exciting to see that. And then first line, McDavid with Marner and Reinhart, which also sounds really fun. They just have a stacked forward core with Canada, which you kind of already touched on. Like a little bit weaker on D, not by much, but they should be really fun to watch.
I'm trying to remember during the World Cup of Hockey. I know Marchand played with Crosby. I'm trying to think who the third person was on that line. You probably wouldn't know.
Yeah. That would be tough.
I'm trying to find them, but that was right before
Stamkos,
Marchand signed
maybe?
his last contract.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. So
That he like popped off. Oh no, it was I think Bergeron, Marchand, and Crosby.
oh, little black and gold line.
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously you have that's gotta be it. Because obviously you have Bergeron and Marchand together. I don't know which one played wing, but
doesn't matter.
I feel like that had to have been it.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, I didn't see it, so I'll just take your word for it.
Okay. Maybe someone will tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right.
I think so too. So we're looking forward to it. We were kind of just running through the lines for the teams. We know now all the players who's able to play through an injury or who wasn't able to go. And we got the team photos and all that good stuff. There were some funny memes about some of the players' photos with Matthews' receding hairline and Nelson looking like he's 55 years old. And
I didn't see the Matthews one.
I think he's just been steadily losing his hair, and so every
All
time
going
like
on to his upper lip.
right, yeah, transferring from his forehead to his mustache.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I mean if you want, we can kind of just go ahead and get our predictions in. We've got about 7 minutes before, well, probably about like 15 minutes or so before the
Sure.
actual puck drop. But if you
Yeah, we
wanna
can do that.
rip through, starting with tonight's game.
Yeah, one last thing before I forget. I was looking so on Daily Faceoff website they have all the lines and all the jersey numbers. And I know McAvoy is wearing 25 because he wore that for Team USA in the past and they've won. So he's like,
Oh
I'm not going
yeah,
to change that. And I noticed Doughty, who was like a last minute addition, is wearing 89.
that's the year he was born. I did
I
see that's
see.
why he picked that one because Kale already had 8.
Yeah, and I guess, but shouldn't well, yeah, I guess he joined late. I'm like, well, he's the veteran. Does he not get a say?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I feel like I mean, Makar's already such like a gifted player. Even like he's still
Yeah,
very young, but it's like I don't know. You kind of pass the torch a little bit. I think Dowdy's just kind of happy to be there, happy to be
that's
healthy.
fair.
Um, but I don't know. Yeah, I could see where there would be
All right.
some weird things.
But yeah, let's get into predictions. Um, I feel like most of my predictions are gonna be not anything crazy, so I'm actually gonna start with a hot-ish take.
Whoa, whoa.
So tonight we have Sweden, Canada, and I'm gonna pick Sweden over Canada.
Sweden over Canada. Okay, they are playing
Um,
in Montreal to start, so a little
I'm gonna
added
say
pressure.
I'm writing these down this time because I was telling Brendan that I always forget to make predictions and then don't know what my predictions
Like,
were.
did I
So
say that?
we'll do a Dean and then a Brendan list. Um, so I got 3-2 Sweden
Oh.
overtime.
Ooh, that's a good way to start off the
Yeah.
tournament.
Well, we'll get to the point system after we make predictions, just for time's sake.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So you got the Swedes taking in the first one. I think I'll just go ahead and take Canada then. Um, I was kind of already leaning that way, anyways.
I don't know. Do we want to do scores or just do games?
Oh. I don't know.
Why not? Just for fun.
Okay. Sure.
Throw out some numbers.
Yeah. So let's see. I was just looking at who the expected starter for Sweden was going to be. Looks like it's Gustafsson. Maybe Allmark, but I think Gustafsson is probably the one.
Yeah, I was hearing Gustafsson.
I will say. I'll say 4-2 Canada.
All right. Tomorrow, U.S. Finland.
I mean, it just with I mean the defense for Finland has unfortunately been
They're in
decimated.
really rough shape.
Yeah, because no Heiskanen, and there were a couple other big name. Dahlin, like just or no, sorry, Dahlin is not Finnish. Just a couple other major Finnish players that I know. Hakanpää was another one, but he's kind of already been injured the whole year.
You already say Heiskanen?
Yeah, I did. That's the only one that I
That's,
remembered.
yeah, me too. Just making sure. Okay.
I know there's one other
Anyway,
big one, but yeah, they are looking rough. So I'm gonna go with United States. I'm gonna say 5-1.
ooh, okay. My prediction is very close. I'm going to say 6-2.
Oh, okay, yeah. Jos Cisaros.
Because the other thing is, this tournament, one of the tiebreakers, well, there's head-to-head is the first tiebreaker, and then I think it's goal differential. So it's one of those tournaments where it's like they're not going to stop scoring. If like if they have a chance to score, they're going to keep scoring.
Yeah.
I think.
That's what you should do at least. I know some people are weird about that, like running up the score. I don't understand it.
Well,
it's like
it's
you're
different in
playing
the
the game.
NHL. I feel like. I mean, if you're up by three goals with 2 minutes left, it's like you don't need to put your starting power play out there.
But they're the first power play unit. Like unless
Yeah.
they're like tired, it's like, all right, this is like I don't know why
Yeah,
you would
it's
treat
a
it any
practice. And I mean, I
differently.
wouldn't be mad over like some coaches have in the past, but I'll also be like, yeah, we're up by 3. Let's throw a fourth liner out there for fun, like they've earned it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess if you were curious about how a rookie would perform on the power play, something like that, yeah, I guess I can see that. But
But then they're like, "Why are you not taking this seriously? Just because you're up by 3 goals?" Like, people can get mad either way.
I know that, especially when it comes to sports, people can get pissed about any decision. Either way,
Mm-hmm.
it went. So yeah.
All
All
right,
right, Canada,
Saturday.
U.S.
Well, I was gonna do Finland, Sweden is first,
Oh, okay, okay.
1 p.m. Eastern.
Finland,
I guess I'll pick
Sweden.
first because we're alternating. I guess.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm gonna have Sweden win any games. I mean, and have Finland win any games.
Oh, you're taking
Um,
Sweden again then? Yeah.
I am. We'll say a 4-1.
4-1. Okay.
It was 4-1.
Rip. Nylander remembers. I don't know. Actually, I don't. Was he on the team yet? I can't
I don't
remember.
think so.
He's been there for a while, but I don't think he was. Um, I am going to also take Sweden, but I'm going to take it 4-3 in overtime.
Close one.
I think it'll be a close
Ooh,
one.
overtime.
Should be a good game. I mean,
Right.
really. I think all these matchups are potentially exciting. Like even like Finland always gets kind of um, the short end of the stick at these events. Like especially even when there's more than four teams, I think you know they get underestimated a little bit, and they usually
Mhm.
perform well. It's the only reason I'm not like feeling super strong is just like the defense is not at the same caliber of any of the others. Um, they have good goalies too, but yeah, it's so tough when there's so many superstars on every single line that you're playing against.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my prediction. And then I guess for Canada U.S. Oh man, that is tough. Um, I'll go Canada.
Okay.
I'll go Canada. 5-4.
Barn burner.
I hope so.
I'm going U.S. baby. I can't not. It'd just be unpatriotic of me not to.
Yeah, I know.
Um, Score. I mean, I gotta do a 1 goal game. No, I'm gonna say 4-2 with an empty netter.
Oh, okay.
I'll throw it in the text anyway.
Snake bitten a little bit.
For when I nail this prediction.
When you nail every single one.
Yeah. Then Monday, in the middle of the work day. Oh no, it's President's Day. Um, 1 p.m. Canada, Finland. I was gonna say you kind of convinced me that maybe Finland could win one, but maybe not against Canada.
Mm.
Um, but you know what? I'll do kind of what you did. I'll say they keep it close. Um, I'll go with a 4-3 win for Canada.
4-3 win for Canada. Okay. Um, man, I I feel like it's a little too lopsided for me. Sorry, Finland. Normally I don't. I'm saying that people underestimate them, and I'm like I just can't see it. Like if they win, like I won't be too surprised, but I'm just gonna play it safe and say Canada with a solid win. I'll say 8-3. All gas, no brakes.
And then USA Sweden will be another good game Monday night.
Ooh, that does sound good. Uh, let's see. So in my scenario, the Americans just lost to Canada, so they're gonna be a little bit fired up. But then wait, did I? And then I had Sweden beating Finland in overtime. So that makes it tough. They're both riding one way or another. Like the Americans will really need the win, but the Swedes just came off an exhilarating overtime win. So, I think I'll have this one go to OT too, because obviously I want that, and I'll say the Americans do end up taking it though. I'll say 3-2.
All right.
And that was about the most long-winded way that I could get there. So you're welcome.
I kind of want to pick Sweden, but then I'm also trying to make sure that it's U.S. Canada in the final.
Yeah.
If I pick Sweden, I think that kicks out Canada.
I was wondering about that for mine too. It might.
Well, you have 3 Canada wins and 2 U.S. wins and only 1 Sweden, so you're looking okay.
Yeah, but I like regulation versus overtime could matter
yeah.
too.
So let's see. I got U.S. twice and Canada only once. But then yeah, I guess this is the last day before the final.
Yeah. Oh, has the event started yet?
Probably not.
I got the PWHL game on right now.
You know what? I'm just gonna pick whatever. I don't care about how the final ends up. We're gonna go.
There you go.
Sweden overtime win over U.S.
Oh, so we both have an overtime game.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
So I'm gonna go another 4-3. Sweden OT.
I'm glad we haven't had any 2-1 or 1-0 games in there.
I feel like it's normally pretty high. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends. Like, I feel like a Sweden-Finland game could be kind of low scoring.
Maybe.
All right, let me do some quick math here. So,
quick maths.
Sweden for me would have 7 points for Sweden. What a tournament.
You don't know what anybody else has yet.
U.S. has 6.
Oh.
And Canada. Oh, well, actually, if they're losing, I forgot to do the OT losses.
Yeah.
So U.S. would have 7 as well, and then Canada would have 3. Would have 4. Top 1 for Canada.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I didn't realize.
Because they have 1 win and overtime loss.
Damn. That's tough.
But I have to have U.S. beating them, obviously.
And then Finland.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a U.S. Sweden final, and let's see what Brendan's got. So we got Sweden has. Oh no, I did the math wrong because overtime win isn't 3; it's 2.
Yeah.
I think it still works out for me, Sweden USA. Pretty confident.
Maybe I should double check.
Well, you have Canada with 9.
I was pretty sure they were going to be moving on. Yeah, I gave them. They have 3 regulation wins, so yeah, maximum amount of points.
Yeah, I should have wrote who the OTs were against. That would have helped.
Yeah, that was. I was like trying to follow it, and I'm like, wait, I can't remember all of these matchups. But
5.
we're gonna take a brief intermission, do a little math, and then we'll come back. So we've got our finalists now. We've determined Dean has Sweden versus USA, and I've got Canada USA. So we both have the Americans, our hometown team, our home country team. Despite everything that's going on right now, we're just focusing on the hockey players, and so now it's time to select our winners. And we did just finally see the trophy for the first time, which I feel like I was a little surprised this was the first time they had advertised it, but maybe they just finished making it, or I don't know. But it looks kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I guess my me starting with a hot take, saying it was going to be my only hot take, did not end up being the hottest because Canada not in the finals is probably a pretty hot take.
Yeah, I'd say it is.
We got to stick with USA over Sweden. Why not one final overtime game?
Why not?
And you said hadn't had any low scoring. It's going to be a 2-1.
Oh, okay. 2-1 in OT, Jack Eichel, overtime winner.
A lot of people are saying he's gonna have a good tournament
I hope so. A healthy one too.
in Boston,
From Boston, yeah. Hopefully
hometown, sort of.
playing in hometown for the final game. And in my bracket, I also have him playing there. I have him playing against Canada, and I will also take
One
the
overtime over
Americans.
Canada.
Why not? No, I don't think I had enough overtime, so I'm just gonna say I'll say
What?
5-3 for the Americans in regulation,
Alright.
of course. So we both are pushing for USA. I mean, I think any of these teams are strong enough where they theoretically could win. Yes,
Maybe not
Finland.
Finland.
Okay, well, one of us thinks that, but yeah, it should be fun. So it's actually getting underway pretty much right now. Looks like they still got some festivities going on. Maybe in like 10 minutes, the puck will actually drop. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to it. I guess I'll keep it up here. Although I'm watching now, I got two different games I'm keeping tabs on. Because we're also looking at the Boston Fleet versus New York Sirens PWHL game. We're about halfway through the PWHL season. Teams on average have played about 15 games, with 15 more to go. So give you a quick standings update. The Montreal Victoire leading the way, 31 points. Record of 8-3-1-2. So I'd say that's pretty damn good. And then it's the Frost, the Scepters, Sirens, Fleet, and Charge. So still, I mean, again, it's still a little early for anybody to have been eliminated yet, but with how few teams, like we saw last year, with how few teams there are in the league, it can catch up to you pretty quickly, how like being mathematically eliminated, because there's not that many opportunities. I mean, again, they have 6 more games played per team this year, because it was a 24 game schedule last year. It's a 30 game schedule now, so a little bit better of a chance, but good that they're playing right now. Hoping to capitalize on some of the lack of viewership from the NHL, but obviously people will be watching the Four Nations tournament too.
Right.
I feel like I have had bad luck this year with when the Sirens have been playing and when I've been able to watch them. Because it seems like every time I want to go watch a PWHL game, it's one of the, just another matchup that doesn't have my team in it. And, it's still fun to watch the other teams, but it's I can't devote a ton of time to this league, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, I have to be selective with what I'm watching. But it's still fun.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't watched any this year, except when I go on YouTube and it's just up. I'm like, ooh, I guess I'll put it on. But
that's
for the most part, yeah, it's just NHL.
One thing is I wish that they had an app for the PWHL. At least last time I looked, they didn't have one. I feel like just having, an app that I can check regularly and know what the schedule. I mean, they have the website and everything. If I really wanted to go out of my way to know what the schedule was, I could easily do that. It's just, it would be nice if they had a little bit more of a convenient way to keep tabs on your team and the schedule and get reminders and all that stuff.
Or even just be able to import it into your calendar. I know the Bruins have that. I do that every year.
Yeah,
for other teams do it. Probably wouldn't be that hard to do whatever the calendar file is called.
No, and I mean, honestly, there's only, let's see, New York only has 16 games remaining, so it wouldn't be that annoying to manually enter those into the calendar, but
Sure.
I still wouldn't prefer to do it. But yeah, I do think it's still fun. It looks like there's not a ton of teams there or fans there. Oh, Timu is in the building.
Yeah,
in Montreal.
He's currently on the ice. He's waving to some people. Lots of Swedish fans here.
Oh, there he is.
Barkov. Is Barkov? Oh, is Barkov not playing?
No, he's the captain. He's
No, but
playing.
he's not wearing. He just walked out onto the carpet in like normal clothes
But
in his jersey.
wow, wait, what is going on? Oh well, the Finland's not playing tonight.
All right. Why is he there?
Well, because Solani's finish.
I'm
But
trying to figure out.
yeah, I mean, I don't have the sound on, so
Yeah, I
I
don't either. Yeah,
don't. Now
I'm just trying to
we're
figure out
just
what are these people
narrating it.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here
Well.
comes Austin Matthews.
Hey, his hair doesn't look as bad here.
Yeah.
So
Maybe they're doing the captains. I
see
don't know.
these guys tomorrow. Tomorrow night here in Montreal.
Yeah. So I was looking at the rules and they're doing what I said, 10-minute 3-on-3 overtime. That's what I talked about on the podcast. I'm like, this is how it should be. And then when I talked about that, I think Owen was on that podcast, and he was like, well, if we're doing that, we're doing 3-2-1 scoring. And I'm like, sure. And I guess
And they are.
the league heard us. They're like, all right, we like that.
Wow, that's crazy. Thanks, Four Nations Faceoff team.
So I wonder if they're just trying it, and if it gets, like, if people are open to it, then they might add it to NHL season, hopefully.
I don't think they. I don't know if they will. I mean,
The
maybe.
scoring would be harder to do because it's like I feel like people are more set on that. But just adding 5 minutes to 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah, tack it on. Why not?
But yeah, so I think it's after that it's still a shootout except for in the final, which is normal 5-on-5 overtime, like
Yeah.
playoff style. And the other thing I heard, Sean McIndoe, is that his last name? I think the
The writer.
Down Goes Brown,
Yeah,
the
that's
athletic
him.
guy. Um, he was saying he was like looking at the rules, and they also copied the rule from the NHL where if you pull your goalie in overtime, you don't get the loser point.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't specify whether the other team gets the extra, like the 3 points, or still only the 2 points. So it's like hopefully they didn't think of this, and someone pulls their goalie in overtime, and then it comes down to whether the other team gets 3 or 2 points for them like making
Oh
the
my
final game.
gosh.
That'd be funny.
They're like, shit, we did not account for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was Canada that was gonna get the extra points, so congratulations, Canada. Yeah. No. Uh, I, I mean, I really doubt that will happen. John Hines isn't one of the coaches for any of the teams, is he? Because he was the one employing that with the Wild.
Yeah, we talked about if more teams would do it. I don't think anyone else did it.
No, they did not. I don't believe so. Well, this year, Raw pulled the goalie with a face-off in his own zone. They did do that against the Leafs.
I was also the first coach to like pull a goalie. He did it with like 10 minutes left or something crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. He still does that. I think he pulled him with like 7 or 8 minutes in one of the games this year, or in that game, I think it was, because they were getting destroyed by the Leafs. I think they lost like 5-1.
The only other like not really rule change, but they're gonna have 30-second longer commercials, which there also talks about. Oh, that means like the star players will play more because they get more rest. I'm like, okay. Like, hopefully one more commercial won't be that noticeable. But I feel like whenever I get up during commercials, it's like I know what the last commercial is before I need to like get back to my seat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how long it is, but I like know that the commercial playing. I'm like, this is the last one before we're back to the game.
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah. You just feel it.
Innate sense, right?
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't mean that they'll toy with adding an additional one to each regular season and playoff game.
Well, did you hear
It
Biz?
really starts to compound.
Biz was talking about how they should get rid of some like either shorten the commercial breaks or have less commercial breaks and just tack on a couple extra minutes to intermission. I'm like, I could get down to that. So instead of doing like 14, 10, and 6 minutes, you just do like, I don't know, 13 and 5? No, that wouldn't work. I don't know. Just like 2 evenly spread out ones. I guess it would be
13
whatever,
and
like
like 7.
6.5 minutes segments. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough because I feel like I like the intermission length more than I like the halftime and then quarter situation that like that NFL has, as far as like the break between the first and the second quarter and the third and the fourth quarter is like 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes or whatever, and then the halftime is like, what is it, like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I like a little bit more how it's just like a couple spread out. I mean, obviously it's different because there's 2 breaks instead of 3, so it's gonna be different. But
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it probably would be something where I wouldn't even really notice it.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm trying to think what like I'd prefer. What if it's just one commercial break, 10 minutes, and like halfway through each period for like 5 minutes.
Oh,
But then it's just once. There's not 3 different 2-minute ones
but
or
then it's
whatever.
like you're playing six periods, almost.
Yeah, I don't know. You could just do like a nice full scrape of the ice too. I don't know.
Oh gosh, you got to bring the zambonis back out.
Just a quick Zamboni, like a couple strips down the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
You used to do that before the shootout.
Did they really?
They used to just do one strip, and then I think there was a story that like Gary Bettman was at a game and saw after overtime all these fans leaving, and he's like, "All right, no more Zamboni. Like, it's just go
Oh,
straight to shootout."
that they're like,
Or
oh
maybe
well, I guess there's a
I don't know.
tie. I
Or
guess the
maybe they
game's
also
over.
did. Maybe they also Zamboni before overtime. I forget.
Hmm.
Because like if you're gonna go end of regulation and then have to wait 10 minutes before overtime, like I could see people leaving if it's like a weeknight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they definitely don't. They definitely don't use the zamboni between the third and the overtime period anymore. Well, besides the playoffs, where it's a full intermission and all that. But I could see why.
Or maybe it's
They wouldn't want to do
a
that.
scrape. I think it was a rule change in 2014. Talking about how the dry scrape is a buzzkill.
A
So
buzzkill.
maybe that's all it was. Let's see.
Why is it a buzzkill though? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't you prefer that over the full scrape? Or the
I'm
full
trying to
zamboni?
figure out. The league felt the extra delay required for the dry scrape simply wasn't improving conditions or the on ice game to justify its existence. The ice crews will shovel the ice as they do for TV timeouts, allowing teams to get back to the action in under 2 minutes. So I don't know what the dry scrape even was, honestly.
Oh, so it was
I
something
wasn't
else
paying
then.
that much
Okay.
attention in 2014.
Yeah, I'm not paying
Maybe it
attention
wasn't
that much
Zamboni.
now.
Maybe it was just the dry scrape. But um, we'll see if we can find something else on this.
Why not? Um, let's see. While Dean's looking for that, I'll quickly touch on something um, that was just revealed, I think yesterday or today, in that the QMJHL has announced their new uh, trophy, or the new name for their Rookie of the Year award will be the Sidney Crosby Award. So, pretty big honor for him. I saw some of his stats from when he was in the queue with the Rimouski. I guess I didn't even know who that team was, to be honest. But he had like 300 something points in 121 games. It was pretty absurd. Um, and then they won the tournament in '05, I believe. So yeah, pretty big deal. Pretty cool to see somebody that, like, we watched as young hockey fans get their own trophy named after them. Obviously, like,
Yeah.
huge legend, been around for a
I
while.
think we've talked about it before, like what other players we'd want to rename, because like most of the players that the cup's named after is like we didn't know who they were, but except for the trophy name, like
Right.
so, Like the Selkie should be renamed the Bergeron, obviously.
Obviously. Or naming new trophies like if you wanted to split the Norris between like offensive defenseman and then a defensive defenseman trophy, like there could be like a more recent defensive defenseman that you could pick for that. There's other things where I think it could work, and you could start renaming, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll see that much in the NHL.
So going back to the dry scrape, yeah, it was a rule change in 2014, and the dry scrape it took like 5 minutes, and it was basically the Zamboni picking up the snow and not putting down like water.
Oh,
But then they got rid of that to just shovel to save time because it killed the
yeah, that makes
momentum
sense.
going into overtime.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see people not wanting to wait 5 minutes. Like, what the hell are we doing here? And like you see the Zamboni come out, and you're like, okay, so this is gonna take a while, because that's what I mean. That's what we're conditioned for. So probably a good call there, Gary, to reverse that decision.
Oh, we have a goal.
Oh, I didn't have it up.
Well, my Sweden pick is looking a little worse.
Oh,
Nate McKinnon opens the scoring.
very nice. 56 seconds in, first shot of the game. And it's a goal for Nathan.
Crosby to McKinnon. But no, that's not McKinnon. Who did he just pass back and forth with?
McDavid.
McDavid. Crosby to McDavid to Crosby to McDavid to Crosby to McKinnon.
That's just insane to even think about.
Oh, I hit the camera. Nice.
Yeah, nice. Good shot. Wow, so that was quick. What did I say for this game? I hope I said a high score.
4-2 Canada.
Okay, well, yeah, that could happen. They could slow down.
They're on pace for 60.
Oh gosh. I think double digits would be pretty crazy.
They're already back in the offense.
Like, is this World Juniors?
Pressure.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are relentless right now.
Did you have anything else you want to talk about on the Canada roster other than McDavid, McKinnon, and Crosby playing together?
I mean, they just have again, we did touch on it, but they have wicked depth, especially centers. They've got multiples, centers on NHL teams that are playing on the wing. They just you have that luxury. I know there's a couple of centers playing on wings in the other teams too, but overall, yeah, just pretty solid. I mean, their D is really good too. Like they've got Taves and Makar, which obviously is very successful in Colorado. Morrissey's great. Theodore, obviously, I love him. Parayko and Doughty a little bit more defensively minded, but strong on the puck, very physical.
Parayko was also on the 2016 World Cup Canada team.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's been around again. I think it wasn't too long ago. I was surprised by how old he was, and I'm like, okay, now I gotta remember. Like, yeah, he's been around for a bit. And then, yeah, the big question mark is goaltending for them. Bennington, Hill, and who's the other one? Is it Montembeault? Are the goalies? So I believe Bennington was named the starter.
Yeah.
And obviously he has not been tested yet today.
Yeah, Bennington and Hill, both cup winners. I think they said like on Team Canada, like 15 of the players have won a cup or something.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Obviously not the same situation, but still, you want to have that kind of pedigree in the locker room.
Right. Yeah, I mean the Team USA roster also looks very good, but with Quinn Hughes out, the defense is just like not quite the same.
It would be a lot better with him in the lineup for sure. Yeah.
But I thought, who took his place? Because I don't even see him. I'm trying to remember. It was someone on the Sens, right?
I think
he's not on.
Jake Sanderson, I believe.
Yeah, but he's not even on one of the starting six.
Yeah, that does surprise me a little bit. Well, I mean, they've got like obviously, yeah. Werenski has had phenomenal year. McAvoy definitely deserves to be there. Slavin,
Yeah,
Fox,
he's
that's
been
good.
not great this year, but
Well,
I mean,
okay,
he's still on the roster for sure.
yeah. And then Hannafin and Faber is the third pair, which I mean, obviously, I think Hannafin's great, so that's good for a third pair.
Yeah, and then obviously both the Kachucks, Matthews, Kyle Connor, Jake Gensel, Jack Hughes, like Dylan Larkin on your fourth line, Trocheck. Like you got a good variety of scorers and kind of like high skilled grinders, I guess.
Yeah, they're
And then
composed a little differently.
Hellebuck, Ottinger, and Swayman. Like any of those goalies could get hot, but I mean, there's not a lot of games to figure that out. You obviously start with Hellebuck, and if he plays like he did in the playoffs, you're like, all right, next.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely have that luxury of like, okay, well, we're just gonna try somebody else now because
Yeah.
we
See what the
believe in all
Bruins
these
did
guys.
the one playoff where you go every other, and then until a goalie's like, all right, we have to keep starting you.
Yeah, but didn't that not work? Or was that the
I
time that
mean,
it did work?
well, to find not work, we didn't win the cup.
Yeah, right.
No, because like
You guys
Swayman and
won
Olmark
the
were
round.
both playing insane. Um, and then we ended up going with Swayman,
Yeah, that's when you did beat the Leafs and then you lost to Florida.
Florida. Yeah.
Cause then it was like, oh well, I know there was a whole other thing about starting Allmark against Florida in the first round.
Hmm.
With the big upset, but that was a whole other thing.
Yeah, because it's like, well, do we start this series alternating again? And like, yeah,
Yeah. So, anyways, they don't have that luxury anymore,
no.
but Team USA
Robert
does.
has been playing well, so
That's something. You need that. Swayman has not been
yeah.
very good. I don't think either goalie is a 900 goalie right now.
Well, Swayman's been good the last month or so. He's probably gotten back there.
Oh, I guess yeah. If you're just looking at the past month, maybe, but probably not for the full season.
um, he's 898. So close.
Yeah.
914 career.
That's much better.
Yeah. 916 last year and 920 the year before. Anyway, you want to talk about Sweden's roster?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Um.
obviously not as much depth as U.S. or Canada, which is expected, but like Elias Pettersson, a big series or big tournament for him to see if he can like prove
Be
to
good.
be, yep, sure, be good, yeah.
I mean, he has not been nearly as good this year. Obviously, a lot is going on with the Vancouver locker room, so hopefully that's a major reason why. I mean, we've seen how talented he can be when he's playing at his best. So yeah, hopefully this is a good opportunity for him to unlock that. Get back to that form. Um,
Yeah, we're 7 minutes in and their team doesn't have a shot yet. So
oh, hey, Canada only has three
that's
and a
true.
goal.
They go.
They have that
But
too.
even I mean, the Swedish defense is still pretty good. Like I mean, Eric Carlson's getting up there in age, but I think he still can be serviceable. Hedman obviously, Dahlin, T.S. Ekholm.
Ekholm and Forsling was a superstar last year, and he's playing on the third pair with Dahlin. Like I think that's really good. So yeah, I don't think that's a major issue. And then Gustafson and Allmark are both pretty talented. Like I'd be pretty happy with either of them. Um, Gustafson has had a couple of rough spots I think this year, but nothing too crazy. I don't
Yeah.
remember who the third goalie for Sweden is. Hopefully, they don't have to utilize them.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
where
then we get
you
to
see that.
Finland.
They got some good forwards.
Their first line's really good. Lehkonen, Barkov, Rantanen. I mean, yeah, Laine, Aho, Hintz. Um, did you hear
They
about
got the Panthers. They got all the Panthers and
there
former
was one
Panthers.
Finnish NHL player that didn't get picked,
Oh yeah, I did see that. I can't remember who it was.
and they got someone else got picked over him that only has like 20 NHL games, but
Oh,
the other
that's
guy that
Matt and Paulo. the Senators player who's had like 18 games played in the NHL.
Yeah. So I guess the guy that didn't get picked has had like injury stuff and has been in and out. So it's like I don't know, but that just sucks. Like you're the only Finnish player that's active in the league to play NHL games that didn't get picked.
Yeah, it's like, man, that's tough.
But yeah, like if this team's gonna win any games, it's probably gonna be Staros stealing a game.
I mean, I feel like it has to be. Like just because the defense is so questionable, and it's not like they have like I mean Lindell, Mikkola, like they can be solid, Alimata at times too, but it's just like you've got a lot of ideally third pairing defensemen that are playing tough minutes. So you're probably not expecting like anybody to really be quarterbacking a power play, and that could hurt you a lot. But Saros and Lankinen is like decent. I don't think Saros has had a great year, but really nobody in Nashville has. So again, another one of those. Hopefully, a little bit of a change of pace and not dealing with the woes of a long regular season will benefit a lot of these guys. I was trying to find that player, but cannot seem to find it. But I did see like a tweet about it. Oh yeah, so Ristolainen was the one who came out. So that was the third one besides Heiskanen and Hakanpää was Ristolainen. I guess it would be a little rude to write an article about the one player that didn't get picked. So it's probably not going to be easy to find that information.
Was it V.A. Hinola?
Oh yeah, Heinola. Yeah, I think that's him.
Yeah, Winnipeg. Yep.
Yep.
There we go. V.A. Hinola. How do you say it?
Ville Heinola. Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. But I guess we found it.
Mm-hmm.
Still 1-0 Canada. Dean, did you see earlier today Bettman officially announces the 2028 World Cup of Hockey?
I did not.
Olympics and World Cup are going to rotate every 2 years, starting in 2026 Olympics, 2028 World Cup of Hockey, 2030 Olympics, etc. Locations TBD. Bids will be solicited by NHL, NHLPA. This brought to you by Frank Saravalli 2 hours ago. So
cool.
Okay. I mean, me as an NHL fan am not used to having this regular amount of international play. So this is like uncharted waters for me, and it's in an exciting way. Because I mean, COVID destroyed any of that, and before that there were issues with getting that included in the CBA, I think. So, oops, sorry.
I'm sure they haven't announced how many teams will be in the World Cup yet, but probably waiting to get closer and see where political things are at.
Yeah, I think I saw something like they were already leaning towards not including Russia and Belarus, but that might have been something other than the World Cup of Hockey. I can't remember if I'm confusing that with something else.
Well, the Olympics should have those teams, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But we can only hope.
10 minutes in, still 3-0 on the shots, I think.
Yeah. Sweden had a couple chances there.
I know we kind of talked about it, but the link's still here, so I'll mention it again. The trophy. We didn't know what they would get. They get this very normal-looking trophy.
It's just, yep, okay. It's like bronzish, goldish. Got the 4 little like swooshes going there. So yeah,
It's fine.
Now we know. I mean, it makes sense that they're not doing medals because it's just a finals, and I guess they didn't want to do a third place game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's whatever. They had to give him something.
Yeah. No cash prize.
Nope. You think Marchand gets traded during the Four Nations tournament?
Oh, during the tournament too.
You think he gets traded this year?
Man, it is tough. Like, I I don't know if I either trust Sweeney to make the right move or if he will, and then like the fans would just be so furious about it. But
Which would be the right move?
right, I feel like the right move is to trade him, but
If you can get the right return, I guess.
yeah, it'll be tough, and then it'll be a tough sell for the fans. You know, obviously the captain and longest tenured Bruin, all that wrapped up into it. Never played for anybody else. You know, wants to retire a Bruin, all that sort of stuff. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think the Bruins are really poised to add a couple of pieces at the deadline and then like be gung ho for like a solid playoff berth and playoff run. So
Yeah, I think at this point you gotta
it's
be a
overdue.
seller at the deadline.
Yeah, I think it's at least a year overdue for them to start this process. But you can't. I mean, like GMs just can't sell when they have not seen that the team is bad enough yet to not compete for the playoffs. So
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, because
the
I mean the
owner
wild
is
card
going to
race
be
is
pressing it.
so tight that they're like, we're still in it. We can still make it. But like making it and being a first round exit is like, I don't know. Wouldn't you rather get some return now and kind of start rebuilding? Not well. The Bruins don't rebuild; they only retool.
Right? Yeah, that's sacrilege to do
Yeah.
a full rebuild.
But I was texting with Zach about this, and we both kind of agreed that like a first round pick and a good prospect would be like the return we expect.
Like you'd expect to actually get that, or that's what you would need in order to trade Marchand. Like anything
That's
less
what
than that would be a
when it
failure.
wouldn't be, yeah, basically that. Like it wouldn't
Okay.
be worth trading if we only get like a first round pick or only a prospect or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the other thing is you'd have to make sure, or like the other team would probably want to know that Marchand's re-signing with them. I mean, you have the whole Rantanen thing where
you might
there
not
was no
want that
guarantee
though.
there was no guaranteed signing, and he look at all the stuff he got, but he's obviously a lot younger.
Yeah, it's a little different just because I don't know if you want to definitely re-sign Marchand. Like, you know, at his age, you might kind of want to just wait
Yeah, if you're
until.
taking him as a rental, you're probably not going to give up a prospect in the first round pick.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
If you know you can re-sign him, then you'd be willing to give more.
Yeah, and like, are the Bruins gonna retain some salary in order to make it
I mean,
more palatable
on
for?
such a he's on a good contract though.
Yeah, but I mean, a
But
lot of teams
yeah,
are tied up against. It depends on what team's interested. Like, we heard some rumors today and yesterday about Vegas being one of the teams calling on Marchand. I mean, they're always going to be sniffing around, but a lot of other teams
and the
too.
Avalanche.
Yeah, the Avs as well in the mix. Um, I I think both of those teams would probably need to have some level of retention in order to make it palatable, unless they're like moving a roster player too. But I feel like they probably wouldn't do that. It would probably be more of a prospect and a pick deal.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say they don't trade him though. I feel like they won't, but
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's
it's the more
probably the right
likely
call.
outcome. But yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, I think you hold on to him, and if you don't feel like you need to trade him, but like if you get the right offer, it's not like you can't. It's not like he's untradeable.
Yeah, right.
Like I felt like with Bergeron, like please don't go to another team ever. But Marchand, like I could be okay with it. I could accept it.
Even if it was Vegas.
It would hurt, but like, imagine him in like Toronto or something. Like, I don't
Or
think we trade him
Montreal.
within the division. Yeah.
Canadians fans would be so confused. Like,
Yeah, I'm happy, but also very angry.
I'm really uncomfortable. And also, why did we even do this? Because we're not going to make the playoffs, most likely. But,
It's also interesting to see, like, again, last time right before his contract, he played the World Cup and popped off, and then signed his deal, and maybe has a really good tournament here, and then teams are like, hmm.
hmm, I think I like this guy all of a sudden. I think maybe I could do a first round pick. Okay, Sweeney, I see you. I see you. Yeah, maybe. And that's one of the bigger names out there right now as far as pending UFAs that are good candidates for trades. Obviously, we don't know for sure whether the Bruins are going to sell or not. Oh, that was a nice goal. Oh wait, was that Marchand? I think he just scored. I'm I I think he did. Or it was a pass from
Yep.
him. Nope,
Yeah,
he definitely
he's first,
scored.
first on the
Okay.
down the line. Speak
Right
into
on cue.
existence,
He's like,
baby.
you.
Two first round picks.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Or,
One
look how
first
good
round
I
pick
am.
for
You don't
every
want to
goal
trade
in the
me.
tournament. Oh, he didn't have to do much there.
No, I mean, he didn't. But he did finish
Hey,
it.
he had to receive. Wow, why do they keep hitting the stupid camera with the
Yeah, they
puck?
do. So 2-0. Still no shots on goal for Sweden. Uh,
Who passed that? Who's
7 shots
21?
on goal. Was that Reinhardt? No. Who was that?
Was it number 21?
I thought it started with a 2.
Well, 21 would be Point. Oh yeah, that's on his line. Point Marchand Jarvis.
Well, that adds up then.
Yeah. Hey, first goal of the tournament. Thanks for that. Great
Now we
graphic.
know. He did not score the first goal of the game. From like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, we were talking about big names for the trade deadline. I guess Elias Pettersson's also still on there.
Definitely still in the conversation even after the Miller uh, deal finally gets done. I'm leaning towards it not happening, and they keep him around. Just because I feel like Vancouver was one of the big potential landing spots for him, and which is now gone. Because I really can't see how they would trade for Rantanen and Pettersson. That would be pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if there's a good spot, if there's a price that Vancouver is willing to accept for him after they just lost Miller. They're in a playoff position as of right now. Like they're still fighting, so I feel like they will they will keep him.
Yeah. And the only other name, like big name that I can think of is like Zegras, who's been on the trade bait list for years. It feels like.
I'm not gonna believe something until like I get 3 different insiders that say he is being dealt. Like I just yeah, I can't anymore with the Zegers stuff. I mean, I don't know like how many more years does he have on his deal? Like is he even a rental right now?
I don't know. It also looks like Brock Nelson's on a lot of people's list.
Oh yeah, they've been talking a lot about him. It's either Nelson or it's Dobson. It'll probably depend on how Nelson does at the tournament too.
Yeah.
Um,
Prince Frederick, I've also heard for some people, like that'd be like if you're think you're gonna have a deep playoff run, like to just have some forward depth, like he'd be a great ad.
I mean, yeah, I
Two
guess
point three
I could agree
million
with that.
UFA at the end of the year, so he's just a rental.
So Zegers
Gives you some
has
grit.
2 more seasons, or well, he'll be an RFA in 26-27, so 1 year after this. So maybe 5.75 million for this year and next. Yeah, it could happen. I don't know. I feel like I haven't heard anything about it, and although sometimes that's when everything happens. I'm leaning towards no on that one too. Do you think we'll see another big trade deadline, or will it be like a lot of the major names are dealt before the 7th, and then you still get some action, of course, on the actual deadline, but most of the big names are gone, or something in between there. Like, I don't know. How are you feeling?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of big trades this year because we kind of opened the season with some big trades. So I feel like GMs this year aren't really scared to make these moves because some teams have made these big trades and they're already paying off. So, um,
Especially knowing
like
that the cap flexibility going forward is going to be even better.
yeah,
That
so I
could
could see
influence things.
definitely this season having more big trades than years past. I just don't really know when they'll happen. I mean, I could see some
Fair.
big trades and during this tournament, some big
Tonight.
trades after. I could see big trades on the deadline day. I don't really know. Maybe it'll be all of those.
Yeah. Hey, okay. We'll just keep
Because even like
taking them.
the Rantanen trade, there was talks of other the Avs looking into other players. Like there were other big names floated around apparently that we still don't know about. So
Yeah, there's always a couple big surprises. Like, obviously Hurdle last year was a huge surprise.
yeah, that was like last
Even with Vegas, like, it always happens.
right.
But
Yeah, so we'll see.
it'll be
I
interesting.
think I expect a decent amount more big trades before / at the deadline.
I like it. We got 10 days here of the tournament. So we'll see what kind of deals happen during the event, if any. I'm expecting some, but who knows exactly when. I haven't heard any rumors lately, but yeah, looking forward to it. Again, it's always
We just
always
got
fun.
the first shot on that.
Hey, there we go. My feed was not working for a second there. Dean, did you want to talk about Dean's Den a little bit?
Sure. So last game we played the second worst team, who played like the worst team. I mean, the bottom two teams I've mentioned, one's 3-14, the other's 2-15, so both pretty bad. But this team seemed worse. And we beat them 7-2.
Oh, nice.
And despite that, I didn't score any goals. No exciting assists or anything.
That's okay.
So the video I have to share this week, I'm just gonna not even say anything. I'm just gonna play it, and I'm gonna have you try to figure out what happened.
Oh, so we do have a video. Okay.
We do have a video.
Let's see.
Oh, and I also had to zoom in because it's a little blurry. I had to change it to like there's the normal way, which is like automatically follows, and then there's panoramic, which is the whole rink. So I had to set it to that and then zoom in because the one that followed like didn't follow the play right. So that's why it's a little blurry.
Oh. Oh gosh. Oh. Wait a second. What happened there?
What happened there, Brendan?
Was there too many men? Too many men on the ice?
No. Well, you saw the puck went in the net, right?
Oh, no. I didn't think it went in the net. I thought it went to the corner there.
Here's the puck. Goes in the net.
Oh my god.
The ref waves it up.
Oh, offsides?
No, yeah. So actually, I don't know. Do you remember Steve Perry did this during a game we were at, a Clarkson game? He let in a goal, but it was like the player was offside.
I don't know if
I still don't know if he did it on purpose, but our goalie was basically just trolling because he saw how offside this guy was. So he's just like, I'm just gonna like mess with him
Say, here you go.
and think he scored.
He is.
It's looking like
Yeah. He is
so he's just like
way
he
offsides.
was just like, yeah, I was gonna act like I wasn't ready, and then just like he like just looks at it go in.
I love it. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, like nice.
I was definitely thinking a little too much out of the box, and I wasn't paying enough attention to what was actually going on.
Yeah, and the guy was so excited, and then he realized he's like, ah. I thought that was pretty funny.
That was pretty good. Good
Um,
little snippet to keep us
mhm.
updated. So you're what 9-7-1 now, with 3 games to
We
go.
are 9-7-1, 3 games to go.
Look at me.
I don't know if who we're playing changed, because we're playing the same team twice now.
Oh yeah, that wasn't
Um,
the case before. You were
yeah,
increasingly going up.
right. Now we're playing South Denver Degens 2 games in a row, which are the team right in front of us, 9-6-1.
That's a big one.
We both have 19 points, but they have one less game played, for whatever reason.
You're
Them
gonna.
in the first place team have only played 16 games. So we play them twice, and then Icy Shots who are in third. And then we go to the playoffs.
All right. Well,
And yeah, this also I got credited with the goal that game, which I think has happened twice now. So, but also I don't know
but
if
you
like
didn't
so
score.
I can't trust the other stats of my other teammates, but I'm
Mm.
2 goals ahead of the second place guy on our team, but he might have gotten some random goals too. But also I've had games where like I don't get credited goals, so I don't know how many goals I actually have. But
Uh.
if we're just going off the stats here, still leading with 12. Uh, Second guy with 10, and then points I'm at 18. Still over a point per game.
Not too bad. 18 games played.
15 games played for me.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yep. Yeah. So next game is Friday, or actually not till no games this weekend. So I won't have an update next week because President's Day weekend.
Mm.
So we'll have to
Okay.
figure out what to do next week, if anything. Maybe nothing. That's fine.
Probably nothing.
Yeah.
We'll see. We might have some other stuff. And we might have a shit ton of trades to go over. Who knows?
That's true.
Yeah.
Another shot for Sweden.
I just saw that. Uh huh. Good for you guys. Oh, there's only 17 seconds left in the period, but you can still get one here. Get
I
that
haven't called
ozone draw.
anything this game.
Yeah, it's going pretty quick. Oh wait, no, it's a defensive draw. Never mind. That
Well, I
hurts.
see you have here bread ranked arenas. Is that because I asked you last week where the Nashville one ranked?
Yeah, I was like, you know what, this might be a fun little thing, and I don't know how firm I am on it. Like, I ended up kind of whipping something up as far as my list, and this is just the ones that I've been to so far. So not like I don't have rankings for the ones that I haven't visited, and I've also visited these disproportionately. Like I haven't been to this all of them the same number of times. I've been to some of them more recently, so there are details about some that I remember that I don't really have a ton of recollection on for others. Um, so again, this is kind of loose. Like I haven't been to Canadian Tire Center since like 2017. Meanwhile, I went to Nashville 2 weeks ago or whatever, 3 weeks ago at this point. So little different, but I'll just rip through. Starting with number 14, Gila River Arena. Kind of a low blow because the Coyotes are no more. Never got to visit the Mullet, which was too bad because that seemed fun, even though it was really tiny.
Yeah.
4,600 seats. But yeah, Gila River, Dean and I both went there. I'm sure it's probably the lowest one on your list, too. Um,
Probably.
I mean, like
It had a
okay,
unique charm to it.
yeah. So there are some good things. Like I think the location was nice, and that there was it was more of an entertainment district. There was a lot of other things going on around there. It was just a cool building too. But yeah, it was definitely outdated. Like they they had the CRTs mounted up for like little monitors throughout the arena. It was a little run down. I don't remember much about like the decor or the food and things like that. But yeah, overall
I
it
don't
was
think we
just.
got any food.
I don't think we did. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, like the the discrepancies or like the difference between a lot of these are going to be pretty minimal. But yeah, I think that one's the lowest one for me. And then Canadian Tire I actually have as my next one. Mostly this like I mean the location has been beat to death, but yeah, Canada less ideal than downtown Ottawa, LeBreton Flats area, that whole thing. Um, the parking situation's a little weird too. Then it's just like, a huge park and like surrounding the whole area. Then you've got like an actual Canadian Tire like not too far away. Um, I don't remember like a ton about the layout of the arena itself. I feel like it didn't blow me away. I mean, it was tough because it was the first arena I went to, so it's like it was still kind of cool. But it's tough because I just haven't been there in a while. So maybe this would change if like I went to all of these this year and like was trying to focus on criteria. But again, I just
If
kind
you go to
of
all 32, you should then go to all 32 in one season.
Oh my gosh, that would be really
Take a
cool.
year off work.
A year off work, and then I'm spending all this money to fly and
The
go to
gap
all
year.
these games.
People
Yeah,
do
it's my
that.
gap year. Yeah, I didn't do it when I was 18, so I'm waiting until now. Yeah, probably not. Actually, definitely not. But I do have PBG Paints Arena, home of the Pittsburgh Penguins, as number 12. I didn't really love the location of the arena that much, and just there wasn't really anything about it that really stood out to me. I don't know if I really went out of my way to like, try a bunch of different food and have like really unique experiences with every arena, but I just didn't remember loving a ton about the arena, but I've only been once again. I did put Bridgestone at 11 just based on some of the other things that I mentioned. Like it's a cool arena. I like the Rene statue. I just like how it looks outside. It's right on Broadway, which is cool, but also just like it was a little bland. You could tell, they don't have they have a lot of different events there. I mean, you still see Pred stuff. They got the huge little roller coaster of jerseys. How they have like if you're trying to buy them at the shop, they have just like a continuous little track of them going through, which is kind of cool. But yeah, not a ton that really blew me away, and I didn't love the food like I mentioned. Although I did like those fritter fries, which were very good. I forgot to say that in the last episode, but I did put the little text edit in there, so those were good. KeyBank Center is next. Buffalo's hometown. I've been there a handful of times. I want to say 3 different times for games, and then I've also been there for Bandits games too. It's
Wait, in this criteria, are you also considering like the intermission on ice stuff?
Not really, no. I mean,
It's like the infrastructure and the
yeah,
location.
I guess so. Like, I didn't really want to factor in like the game presentation too much.
What about the Jumbotron?
Yeah, I am factoring that in, and actually,
And like
Quebec
what is
has
shown
a new
on the
Jumbotron.
Jumbotron? 'Cause I
See,
feel like some arenas put better things on the Jumbotron, and you put better use of screen space.
there are definitely concerns I have with that with some arenas, but I feel like I don't remember it off the right
Yeah, it's
now.
fair
Like
for all of them.
it's like when
I couldn't tell you what Ottawa's looked like either.
I know. And I also kind of cobbled this together. Like I didn't reference any of the photos that I have like I normally would, but
You didn't make a full matrix and prioritize. You're like, well, I'm gonna weight the comfort of the seats as a 4 out of 10, and
yeah. No, that would have been cool if I had a real whole
all
scientific
the
analysis.
categories.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just kind of went by feel. I started like with 14
5.
and then went to 1, and then I kind of was just like,
shuffle them.
this feels right. I moved a couple of them around. But yeah, Ike Bank is like nice. It's got a pretty big concourse. Like I like having a lot of space, um, and it definitely feels like Buffalo. It's just, you know, there's nothing super fancy about it, but it gets the job done. And again, maybe I'd move some of these around with another look. I got Capital One Arena next, which I did like it too. Like I thought they had a lot of cool little Caps memorabilia. It is in Chinatown, which I know has been criticized a little bit, and that was part of the reason why they were looking to maybe move to Virginia. Um, but it has a lot of cool features. Um, you do have to go up the elevator for some reason. Like you have to. It's kind of weird. Maybe I'm
Wait,
just
how do you
mixing
get
things
out
up.
of the arena then? Do you have to take the elevator down with like millions of people waiting?
Or maybe I'm thinking like only certain sections need to take it, and then like if you're on the first, yeah, I think it's because if you're on the 100s you don't need to, but if you're like going up to the 200s or 300s, I feel like you have to take an elevator.
That sounds crazy to me. I feel like there's no way, there's no escalators or stairs. Like even leaving any venue, it's like the stairs are already packed. I can't imagine just elevators.
Or at least maybe it was just from the lobby that I'm thinking of, or I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. Uh, yeah, because I do think that would be a weird thing. Um,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm just gonna move on. Because it's been I mean that one I have been to a little bit more recently, but TD Garden I have next. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm surprised you have it this high.
Yeah, I moved things back and forth a little bit, but it's like decent. Um, but like the in the nosebleeds, which I've sat in before, still like you could still get a pretty good view. I feel like you don't always get that with some, like you'll see with a couple others on my list, but
Yeah, like I haven't been to a lot of arenas to compare, but I'm like I mean I love obviously the Boston Arena, but like it's nothing special. There's not a ton that they have that like really sticks out. I mean the location's good, which is a big factor. But like I'm like I don't know, it's an arena like nothing really has it stick out as like this is Boston's arena other than like it being attached to a train station, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
But like a lot of other arenas, I'm like yeah, I guess it doesn't really stand out. And it's not like ballparks or anything where it's like they all have their unique little things going on. Like tough to kind of add a signature look for your ice arena, except for like a jumbotron maybe. Can't
yeah.
make the ice a different size.
Right, right. That's unfortunately regulation.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, maybe if I went through this again, I would move some around. But and then I have the Bell Center, just ahead of it, at seventh. I mean, it's a very cool. Excuse me. It's a very cool arena. Um, obviously very big. We sat in like it was probably actually the 400 section is what it was. Like we were pretty high up on the nosebleeds when we went, so there was like you couldn't see the jumbotron from there, but they had like other screens that you could view. So that was like a little disappointing, but I mean they seat like 20,000 people, so it's a
Did you
tough that
notice
way.
the lighting seemed different there, like over the ice? 'Cause I know a lot of players talk about that when they first play there.
Hmm. I can't say that I remember that,
Hmm.
but
Just curious.
I didn't play. I just watched.
Oh, okay.
uh, next, I have MSG Madison Square Garden. It's a very cool arena. Like I definitely kept looking at the ceiling while I was
Mhm.
playing the game, which I don't normally do at games, of course, just because of how unique the whole dome is, and it has a great atmosphere and all that. Um, but I thought that the concourse area was like a little congested. Um, the the location itself is, yeah, like right smack dab in the center of everything, which can be a little bit daunting. But I mean, what can you really do? I guess for the city. Um, so it's pretty good. Like obviously sixth on my list is still, you know,
Well, you already did the
top
Bell
half.
and MSG are like the top. I guess like rated ones, if you ask like a million people or whatever, like took a poll, it's like those would probably be 1 and 2.
Oh
So,
yeah, and it's also tough because I've only been one time,
yeah.
like and I didn't again no real metrics, but that's just how I felt going through it. I did have and then so yeah I have UBS Arena next, slightly above MSG, which might be sacrilege or whatever, but I mean UBS is very nice. Like it's pretty brand new. The location is a little weird, especially if you're not from the area. Like you have to kind of coordinate taking a train or a bus stop there. They do have some parking, but it's a little out of the way, unless you're like right in Elmont Park. But the arena itself is really nice. Nice bathroom facilities. I definitely remember that. They did have the payless or the cashless like food vendors, which I was like, it's a little annoying. Like I don't know, I don't really get that whole thing, but yeah, nice jumbotron, good view from our seats, all that. So yeah, it was pretty good. I'll definitely go back to that one at some point with how close I am, even though it's always annoying getting down there. Let's see. I got Prudential next, and this one I've been to like 3 times, so that's for the Devils. I'm very familiar with that facility. I like how it's laid out with the entrance. Good, yeah, just good concourse areas, decent food prices, and the seating is good pretty much everywhere. I've sat in a bunch of different spots at Prudential, so I do think they have a lot of good packed in there. Some cool displays too. They've got a bunch of jersey walls hanging up for like college teams and things like that. So yeah, that one was pretty good. And then top three, I've got Wells Fargo, home of the Flyers. That
I
one, I
like that
mean,
one too a lot.
I do like that one quite a bit. It does help them a little bit that we got to go like underneath the arena where like the people who have this, not the suites, but like yeah, they get the lower bowl tickets and they're able to go
Mm.
down to the club. I don't remember what it's called, but
Don't they have like fire on their jumbotron or something?
fire.
Don't they have like pyro?
Um, I feel like that's probably the Flames.
I'm not. I don't think I'm confusing with them because I've never been there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I just remember the jumbotron being really large and cool, but I thought they had like flames on it,
Wait,
like
when
shooting
did
out of
when
it.
did you go to Wells Fargo?
I went to a preseason game against the Bruins a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'd have to look at some of my photos to
and also
see.
at the end they had extra food that they just gave us, so that also was a plus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean we had like free food down there and you could get drinks and you just tip. It was really nice. The arena is very clean. Big concourse areas. I really liked the jumbotron. We had great seats, of course. So, like I didn't really explore everything, but I really enjoyed the experience. And it's cool. Like all of the other Philly arenas are pretty much right there. They've got the Eagles are right across the street, and I think the Phillies are on the next corner over too. So that was cool. I think the 76ers play in Wells Fargo as well. But yeah, I had a good time there. Number two, I've got Nationwide Arena, home of the Blue Jackets at number two, which might surprise some people. I have talked about it before, but I really liked everything there. They're in like a little bit of an entertainment district. But it's a lot more low key than some of the other ones. Like there's stuff to do, but it's not like overbearing, which was really nice for Brie and I. I think we just liked the atmosphere there a lot. They had great food options, a bunch of different choices. Yeah, the concourse was nice and big. We had good seats there too, so like it's tough because some places I've sat in the 300s and the nosebleeds, and others like we've been able to spend a little bit more to get nicer seats, which skews it a bit. But I think we both had a really, really fun time there.
before you shock everyone with your number one pick, yes, there was a new jumbotron added to the Wells Fargo Center in 2019, and it does in fact shoot fire.
Cool.
So that's why I liked it.
I'm surprised
Fire
I
and
didn't remember
kinetic
that.
highlight Wells Fargo Center's new scoreboard.
Cool.
All right, go ahead.
Well, yeah, so no surprise, I guess. Number one for me was Vegas. Um, and,
Honestly, not that much of like a homer pick because it's a pretty good arena.
it's very cool. Like, yeah, I guess I don't really have an example of one. Like, if I was a Sens fan, would I really pick Canadian Tire as number one? Like, probably not. But Vegas just has so much going for it. Obviously, it's right on the strip. We stayed at the hotel that was right across the street from T-Mobile, which was really cool. Lots of cool features there. Great food options, of course. We were trying to keep the game presentation out of it a little bit, but you have to, admit that the game presentation itself was really good. Very loud speakers, lots to watch, lots to do. So that ended up culminating in the number one. And I pretty much knew going into it that that's what was going to be my pick, but it's just I think it makes sense. So
I was just looking. So
we'll see if
did
anything
they
usurps
build that rink knowing planning for Vegas, or was it because it was built like 2016? I just looked is when it was finished. Like they had planned. Well, they started in 2014 though, which was before the expansion was planned. Or I'm trying to figure out the timeline of if how this worked out, where they're like, all right, we know we're gonna have a hockey team here. Let's start building this arena.
Yeah, I don't remember when the team was officially awarded. I haven't gotten to that part of the chapter yet. I've been saving it. Like I've been going in order for my book, but I want to say they probably were in. Bill Foley and his group were in talks for like a little while beforehand, and then they were able to get awarded the expansion team. So I'd imagine, yeah, they built it ahead of time, knowing that they were having a new team on the horizon. And obviously they use it for more things than hockey.
Of a Las Vegas expansion team surfaced again in August 2014, pointing to a new indoor arena on the Strip. So probably, yeah, it was probably planned.
There were probably hurdles with the whole gambling thing too back then that they had to navigate. That's not as much of an issue now, of course, but
sure.
Yeah, and again, they use it for concerts and other events too, so it made sense for even if a deal for the hockey team fell through, I'm sure they still would have been able to use it for something. Obviously, that's what they were looking for, and they got their wish, but I think they would have been okay. There's plenty you can do with that venue.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my half-baked little list. I will maybe update it after we go to Little Caesars and Scotiabank Arena in March. If I want to, we can throw those in there. Maybe I'll try to think of criteria that are a little bit more set in stone. So get a little bit more concrete of a list. I thought it would be fun, little time filler this week since we didn't have as much to talk about.
Yeah.
Now that we got the tournament going. But that's what we got. If we want to just do a little bit of a hat trick update, which actually I have not updated.
Yeah, I was just looking to try to get because I was like, oh, we did not update. Well, the hat trick's updated, I guess.
2-8. Yeah, so there's what, one day's worth that isn't in there. We've got a lot more. I didn't realize that longest hat trick streak and drought is now a stat that we have in here too, and Gifford did finish the graphic or the graph 4 hat tricks over time, which is fun. But yeah, not unsurprisingly, Gifford's still leading the way, 29 hat tricks. Dean with 26, Owen 25, I have 18, and Zach at 17. So I'm on the cusp of last place. I have not gotten a hat trick in a while. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess I'll show this image, but yeah, he added the graph,
12
which
days.
is nice to have.
Yeah, the
I
graph is cool to see. I mean, there really haven't been a ton of major changes as far as positioning, other than
You were tied with Gifford for a second,
my
actually twice.
drop. Oh yeah,
No.
those are the days. 12-1. I miss it. Or sorry, not 12-1. 12. What is that? 3. And a couple others.
Oh yeah, I need to request $1 from
11.24.
Gifford for forgetting his questions.
Yeah, I didn't know if he had paid or not.
Yeah, the pod's should be at 106 now, but it's still at 105.
Yeah, 105. Yeah.
And I was looking at past the cup and realized I put a waiver claim for Anaheim and then didn't remove it. But they won that game, so I could I'll update that after this.
So who are you dropping onto waivers?
Calgary probably.
Calgary, yeah.
I mean, it was tough earlier in the year, but they were all doing so well. But Calgary's kind of fallen off.
Yeah, a little bit.
Um.
So Anaheim still has
even
the
a
cup
tab
run.
for 4 Nations. Interesting.
There's an app for the 4 Nations, you saying?
No, just on the NHL app, there's a tab for the 4 Nations.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, it looks like Boston scored again. Fleet are up 3-0 on New York. In late in the third, I believe. So that'll pretty much do it. They were last in the league last year. Oh, it's 4-0. Excuse me. Oh man. Yeah, third period, 4 minutes to go. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and call that one. Unfortunately. Oh well. Let's see. I mean, you got anything else that you really wanted to address today, Dean?
Not really.
We pretty much covered most of it that we wanted to get to, and a little bit more. So we've got our predictions for tonight, of course, and then the rest of the tournament going forward. Dean's going to need a big comeback from Sweden tonight. No more goals for Canada in order to get his 3-2 overtime win. And I'm hoping for steady course, I guess, for Canada.
Yeah. My hot take's not looking good yet, but
Doesn't look good until it does.
Yeah.
Type of deal. Alrighty, Dean, you want to do the honors of signing us off this time? Mix things up.
Sure. Thank you for watching. Made it this far. Subscribe. I don't know what we're at now, but we're not at 100 or 1,000 yet, so get on it.
Keep those numbers up. There was somebody at the Preds game that was like, "Oh yeah, well, I'll definitely subscribe," and well.
We would have known.
Haven't seen you. No, it's all right. I mean, it happens.
Maybe someone unsubscribed at the same time they subscribed.
That's totally possible. Although I think I would have got a notification for it. So. No.
Well, anyway,
we kid.
Yeah, and call us and email us, and look out for random Bread Love Hockey stickers in Toronto and Detroit.
Yes, we will.
Maybe.
We will be doing our best to get those ready. Honestly, we should probably just take care of that sooner rather than later.
We need a graphic.
Yeah, I gotta ask
that.
Bree if she can do that, because I think she had a Canva account before, so she might be able to make that. But anyways, hopefully that's coming soon. Thanks, Dean, for the outro, and thanks to you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
At first, I thought you were wearing just like a Red Wing sweater, and I was like, I thought, well, you always wear a jersey. Like, that's how ugly that jersey is. It just looked like a sweater.
Yeah.
So it just looked like a white sweater with the logo, which is basically all it is.
Look, a stripe. It's it's a practice jersey, basically. Yeah.
I will not be wearing that one to the game.
I've decided against that one.